Good afternoon, everybody, and boo! Happy Halloween, everybody. Welcome to Ocean's Pit, the little show about big things. No costumes. Nobody in the family got dressed up this year. Anyway, folks, hope you guys are having a great day. It is Monday, October 31st. I was hoping to get maybe my wife, but we're planning for a little dinner tonight. Anyway, like last year, we had a great Halloween one. Remember that one?
No, I don't remember.
Yeah, we were all dressed up for Halloween last year. Yes.
Well, you could have been.
I had nothing. Anyway, folks, Ocean's Pit, little show about big things. It is a good day. It's a gloomy day, probably foggy, gloomy, rainy, perfectly for the werewolves and Halloween, and special for trick-or-treating now. Now you can wear these outfits and you can go out and not have to worry about sweating your butt off. So it's cool. We have a nice big sign in front of our house that's saying trick-or-treaters are welcome. So here in Elk Grove, they start from 3 o'clock, 3 to 7 in Elk Grove. 1 to 7, according to my wife,
1
Laura.
to 8.
1 to 8. 1 to 8, which is different from all the other towns I noticed. But anyway, folks, we had a great weekend, and I hope you have a great weekend. And I hope you have a great Halloween. Go out with your kids. Go out as an adults. Go out and have fun, man. I'll dress up a little bit later on. I got some of the kids coming over. We got the kids coming over tonight, and we'll have some walking tacos and some cocktails and I'll probably build a fire pit outside. But it's fun. And you don't have to be a kid to enjoy Halloween. You can go out at any time and enjoy Halloween because it's a lot of fun for everybody. So I hope you're having a great day, folks. Anyway, let's check the website, TonyOceanMusic.com, and give us a call at 847-769-8609 to book a show, folks. We got a nice little show lined up for you guys today. How about our good buddy, some Roy McCampbell? Roy McCampbell, attorney at law, statewide law practice that is client-focused and results-driven. 708-275-4264. And let's start off with Laura Ocean's Solutions, increasing profits while reducing credit card fees. Check her out at lauraoceansolutions.com. Now, this part would be the part, folks, we go into our intro. But you guys know, if you've been watching the show, our nice intro that was made by my good friend Nelson, and he made it, and unfortunately, for some reason, we don't know, but Facebook keeps blocking that intro. According to him, as he wrote the song, or whatever he did to get the song, he wrote it, but it just won't let it happen. So Nelson is working on a brand new intro now as we speak. So it will happen at this particular time with the new intro. But it's kind of weird. An intro that's blocked. It's not a popular song. It's not. I don't know where Nelson got it from, but whatever it was, we could not use it on Ocean's Pit. Every time we used it, folks, if you noticed, you heard it. It sounded great, but then when you went back to share it, no one could see the show because the whole show was blocked because of that intro. And I didn't know if it was the intro at first. So this morning, if you were watching at 9 o'clock, I went live with this particular show, and all I did was hit the intro. And the minute I went back and checked on Facebook, it was completely blocked. So that's then, because the outer song that Nick Hodges wrote has no problem. We have no problem with that one. I didn't know exactly which one it was for a while until I figured it out. So Nelson's working on a brand new one. Anyway, folks, we got a lot of stuff to talk about. Thank everybody coming out for Chicago Prime Steakhouse on Friday. Daryl Armistad did a great job. And, of course, thank you, everybody that showed up. What a treat. Sonny and Carlo and little Sammy and Carmine and Micah Mandelli, Julie and her family are there. Happy birthday, Julie. Facebook Crazy Carol, Tody Toto, how are you doing, my good buddy? Ours was Sunday in Lake Geneva. Dennis, hope you had fun out there. Used to be 3 to 7 in Schaumburg. Oh, it used to be 3 to 7 in Schaumburg. Okay, so maybe in Elk Grove, my wife said it's 1 to 8. So, boy, according to here, Elk Grove is starting later than any other state, any other town. They're all at 7 o'clock. So Elk Grove must maybe feel safer. I don't know. I got put in Facebook jail again. Oh, Mary, I'm sorry about that, but you're out. You're free. So thank you, everybody, for that. And then, of course, Saturday, we did the Bocce Italian Club in Highwood. I thank my good friend Bruce Bertucci, who good friend of mine, used to own Bertucci's in Highwood Park. Joe LaRusso, thank you, guys. It was a lot of fun. Jerry Jams did great. Stella Ramonde was on fire, and it was a nice little sold-out show. So thank you for that. And Sunday, I just laid back and watched football like you guys probably all did. Some of you watching my New York Giants losing. Now their record is 6-2. And your Chicago Bears, of course, getting, I'm not a Bears fan, folks, but I have to, and I hate Dallas Cowboys. I hate the Cowboys. But I have to admit that at least the Bears kept coming back, man. They kept coming back. So you got to give them a little credit there. You got to give them a little credit. Sorry that the Chicago Bears lost, but you have to give them a little credit. Jill, how you doing? I hope you're doing well. So we got a busy week coming up. Busy week coming up, folks. Now, this Wednesday we'll be at Jimmy's Place in Forest Park with Jerry Jams. Thursday, I'll be at Zaza's in Lake Barrington with Jeff Dubray. That's at 7 o'clock. Friday, Chicago Prime Steakhouse. And Saturday is the big one, folks. Mojo's Jukebox, my new rock and roll band, is opening for Mr. John Waite in St. Charles at the Arcada Theater. John Waite, of course, with the Babies, Bad English, all the great songs that he had. You might not, it's unfair. And it's sad when you get a lot of artists out there. You don't remember their names, but you all know their songs. If I was to play every Babies song that was a hit, you guys all would have heard the songs, even my wife and kids. Bad English song you would have heard. The Missing You by John Waite, everybody's heard of course. But it's going to be great. Mojo's Jukebox. And then me and the boys will be upstairs, of course, main event doing the speakeasy. So it's going to be a lot of fun on Saturday. And then Sunday, we're going on a little camping trip. I'll be going Sunday through Tuesday up in Wisconsin with Carlo. So I'm looking forward to that. KJ, are you doing well? Oh, yeah, Jill, I heard you're going to be there. That's great. We'll finally get to meet each other. God bless. Becky, replying, get out of jail free card. There you go, Becky. Absolutely. Happy Halloween. Ran into a friend of yours. Halloween party Saturday. Small world. Oh, well, thank you, Carol. Was a good friend, I hope. Anyway, we got a lot of good stuff going, folks. And like I said, yeah, Kathy Eppolito, how you doing? When did you start egging the toilet paper? When did I start? When do they start doing that? I don't think they do the egging anymore. I haven't seen it. I mean, I take shots at people I used to take shots at people with the eggs when I was at my old house. Of course, I've not done it since I've been here in Elk Grove. Yeah, I don't know if they do the toilet paper. They might still. They don't do the egging, I don't think. At least I don't think they do. The shaving cream, remember the Nair that used to spray people with Nair? People think it was just regular shaving cream. And then when they got home, all their hair was gone. I mean, I pulled that shit in high school. I don't know if you guys did, but yeah, we all did. We were a little crazy in high school. But we probably are. The eggs are too expensive. Thank you, Pina. Good point. Natalie Bosch and Laura Frank Carrera know him also. Oh, look at this, hon. So Carol met a friend that knows Natalie and knows you. Also sent them a message. Okay. Anybody know? I don't know who it is. Do I know who he was? I don't know. Anyway, good afternoon, Kim. I hope you're doing well. So I remember when you were a kid at Halloween and the pranks that you used to do. Now, I could have went as Art Carney. I should have did. Wear a white T-shirt and the vest, and I could have went as Art Carney. That would have been cool, right? Hey, Ralph. Anyway, so besides the egging and the toilet paper on Halloween, which used to do all this kind of stuff, when you used to do all this stuff, and then the Nair, when you used to spray people's hair with kids. This was the great trick. I don't know if you guys ever used to do this, and I think if you're my age, you might have done it. Remember, if you had a dog, you would give and you'd have fresh dog poo-poo, number 2, and you put it in a bag. You ever do this one? And you go to the porch, and you light the bag on fire, and then you ring the doorbell, and you run away. Now, the guy or the girl comes out to your front door and looks down, and they try to stamp out the fire. When they stamp out the fire, the fresh dog poo goes on to the guy or woman's shoe. Then your partner in the backyard rings that doorbell. So then he's got to run through the house to answer the back door, and there's poo all over the guy's house or the woman's house. Now, that's how bad we were as kids. I don't know if you guys did that, but we used to do that shit all the time. So a lot of things have changed in the years, folks. Of course, it's a little crazy. It is what it is. That was years ago, of course. Anyway, good stuff. So I'm excited with John Waite, man. I'm very excited. And then very, very excited, too. November 9th, I'll be at a brand new nightclub called Lisa's Club Cabaret in Norwich with Jerry Jams. And then November 16th, it's a Wednesday night. I'm going to be at the Des Plaines Theater. How many people know the great actor Michael Madsen? Michael Madsen, Reservoir Dogs, of course. Donnie Brasco. He's a Chicago guy. He's got a new documentary movie called American Badass. And they're going to debut it. They're going to debut it at the Des Plaines Theater Wednesday, November 16th. Jimmy Place and B.J. Murray put this all together with Ron Onesti. And he asked Mojo's Jukebox to kick off the show. It's going to be Mojo's Jukebox and special guest Nick Sahajas. So it's going to be go to oshows.com, and then Mancow Mueller will be there giving a Q&A with Michael Madsen after the movie. So you'll be able to see the movie, and then there's an after party upstairs afterwards, and that's Wednesday, the 16th of November. If you like Michael Madsen, go get your tickets. It's going to be, the new movie is called American Badass. It's going to be a lot of fun. Ray Nardi, Sugar Ray, what's going on? Love Tina. Tina, yeah, Michael is the best. Never did, but heard a lot about it. Yes. I love that. Emo, how you doing? Smoke bombs in between the door to the houses. Open the door, smoke goes in. Ooh, KJ, that was a great idea. I never did that one. Yeah, and between the screen door. Yeah, so when they open it up, the whole house gets, back then we were all little degenerates. And I don't know. I think maybe the kids now, I don't know what they're doing. Maybe in the city, they're shooting people for fun. I mean, I don't know what they're doing for Halloween, but that's it. Well, we're going to got a couple do's and don'ts for Halloween before the end of the hour, folks. It's Ocean's Pit, a little show about big things. Award-winning, Chelsea award-winning show, Ocean's Pit. Let's get to another sponsor if we can, folks. How about Deutsch Power Center out of Elgin, Illinois, servicing the Great Lakes and servicing the construction diesel industry in Chicago for the last 100 years. That's Deutsch Power Center. Call Sal at 224-276-6550. And then don't forget our good buddy, some Airtight Windows, everybody. Airtight Windows, siding and specialist. Pretty time for windows, man. Winter's coming. If your windows are weak and stuff at the house, save money from bringing all that cold in. Get some new windows. Get some siding done. Airtight Windows, family owned for 30 years for honesty and quality. Do it right with Airtight. Call Lou at 708-788-5000 and tell him to sing you a song because Lou's very good at that. All right. So, again, we want to thank you all for watching the show. We have a lot of fun, and I hope you guys have a lot of fun. If you guys can right now, who's watching the show, can you please push the button and share the show? Let everybody know. And we need everybody to go to YouTube and subscribe to our channel, Twitter, also, folks, and on the Mo Carrara page, and now live on LinkedIn. There's a couple different ways that you can watch Ocean's Pit. Let's get to the stories, folks. Also, I want to say our prayers to our good buddy Nick Pondarelli. His mother passed away this past weekend. So, Nick, our prayers go out to you and the family. God bless, man. Sad when you lose a family member, but Nick, I'm so sorry, buddy, losing your mom. Innocent fun back then. KJ, that's what exactly was. It was innocent fun. Innocent fun that people, I mean, it was a pain in the ass getting the toilet paper off the trees. It was a pain in the ass if you woke up in the morning and half your hair was gone when you went to school. And then dog shit all over the carpet. I'm sure that wasn't that good. Innocent fun that they just don't do anymore. So what are you going to do? Sunday, I spent my time at my buddy Sir Dennis Quinn's house and Julie Quinn and the Weisses next door, watching football, having some cigars, having some cocktails. So it was really nice just to lay low because it was probably one of the first Sundays I had off in a long time. And that was last Sunday. And then this Sunday, we're going away for a couple of days. So I was very happy with that. And it was nice just to lay low and relax, on Sundays. I like to do things with my wife on Sundays. Unfortunately, my wife works on Sundays. So if anything comes up, she's got to take off, which kind of sucks. But we don't get to do too much as we'd like to. Patrice, happy birthday, too. That was great seeing Patrice. Julie's birthday on Friday at Chicago Prime. It was nice seeing you guys and your daughter as well. And seeing Julie's mom, Julie's mom used to be best friends with Patty, and Patty used to drive my mother to my gigs all the time. They used to come all the time to my gigs back in the day. So I haven't seen them since. My deepest condolence to the Pondarelli family. Wondered who Ron was speaking of last week on stage. You know what? I had no clue, Albert. Thank you, my buddy Albert from the Ron Onesti organization. I had no clue. As I was watching football yesterday, Nick Sahajas called me. And he's told me about this. Obviously, they found out when they went to go see Paul Anka I wasn't at the show. I had no clue. There's nothing on Facebook about it. So by the time Nick called me, I already was plans doing stuff. So I couldn't make the wake, but I did text Nick and he said, thank you, brother. And all our prayers are with the Pontarelli family. So horrible, really is. And folks, absolutely, after TMC and all these stations saying that Jerry Lee Lewis didn't die and then he did die, Jerry Lee Lewis, unfortunately, is dead, passed at the age of 87 years old. The killer is gone, ladies and gentlemen. And, of course, all the great legends of rock and roll, rockabilly are just gone. And thank God we still have the great movies. And that's the good stuff about it, folks. So you're watching Ocean's Pit, Little Show About Thing. Let's get to some stories here, folks. There's some crazy stuff. Nobody has won the jackpot yet. The Powerball jackpot, $825 million still sitting out there, folks. $825 million Powerball is still out there, according to CBS. Wow, wow, wow. That's money, man. That's money. Now, folks, let's talk about another thing. Now, this is some crazy stuff that's going on here. I have to admit, Canada about to start assisted suicides for children without parents' consent. This is absolutely insane. Suicides are up, I don't know how much percentage since 2020 with younger children alone. I guess someone was telling me that the 911, when you call the people that I knew, somebody worked for 911. Actually, I think somebody watches the show said this on the show. They work for 911. And they said that there was more suicides from kids under 30 and 30 of what's going on right now. It is horrible. More than the older people like before. It's just a crazy world right now, man. If you ain't got the guidance, you're lost because nobody's helping you out there, man. Nobody's helping you out there. This is in Canada. Also, we talked about this a couple of days ago about diesel running out. Diesel gas is supposed to be done. It's supposed to be out. We're supposed to be out of diesel gas. This was something that came out, and a couple of people were saying the story isn't true, but when something comes out, if you ever notice when a story comes out, no matter what it is, half could be true, half could be lies, but somewhere in the middle is the truth. And if they run out of diesel gas, where do these trucks? How do they get our stuff? How do they get their merchandise? Where is it going? Did you hear anything more about this? I don't know if Jerry Jams is around. Richard, Dr. That's right, Kevorkiak. He's back in town killing people. You see the movie when Al Pacino played him? Actually did a good job with that, by the way. Ron mentioned that during the stage. Oh, there you go, Albert. Thank you. So that's where a lot of people heard it. Mr. General Provenzano, how you doing, sir? Happy Halloween. So if diesel is running out, if that's the case, it should have been on headline news everywhere. If that's the case, it was supposed to run out on Monday, which was today. So who knows? According to CBS, a dog caught running around with a human head in Mexico after the cartel left a foul message next to the body. They found a dog with a human head in the cartel. I mean, I know. You want happy news, folks? This isn't the show to watch if you watch happy news. We try to come up with the best we can, but some of this shit that's just going on in the world, I mean, you don't have to watch TV or no news. It's just funny. As many times as I told you guys this, it's funny that some things are said on the media, the media out there, and then there's some stuff that doesn't make the media. And we're going to mention some of that stuff today on the show. Stuff that should be out in mainstream media, and it's just completely ignored. And that's what I'm talking about, what channels you watch. When we were younger, we talk about this over and over and over. Basically, for what we knew, whatever they were telling us, it happened. You know, it could have been trickery back then too. But I'm just saying, it's just weird that important shit should be covered on the mainstream media, and it just isn't. You know, it just isn't, folks. Again, more of these actresses are coming out. The girl Jennifer Grey from Dirty Dancing said that Harvey Weinstein, before she got the part in the movie, you know, masturbated on her. I mean, you know, he got all this trouble for assaulting women and to get parts in the movies. You know, stuff that, obviously he went to jail and everything like that. He was a big movie producer, that and all. But even Mel Gibson said about 15 years ago, said all this shit was going on in Hollywood. So he got banned a lot for that crap, and because he was telling the truth. And obviously some of these reports with Weinstein and Epstein and then Bill Cosby and all that and everybody that's coming out, through the years, it just makes it the rumor almost true. Biden hammer doesn't add up. Okay, Jay, we're going to get to that. That's because the wrong people own the media. You're right, Richard. It's really sad because they just don't want whatever they don't believe in. They don't want you to hear. I just don't understand that. When you are a journalist, you're supposed to tell people the truth or tell the story the way it is. No diesel fluid, no truck, no train, no engines. Thank you, Robert. That's all it covers. That is a lot if there is no diesel fluid. If that is the case, folks, it should be in every paper, every radio show, every TV should be stopping and saying we are running low on diesel. If that's the case. Cheryl, happy Halloween to you too, my dear. All right. I got a big event coming up December 3rd. Oceans Rat Pack's going to be in Champaign, Illinois with big mega events. Big Mike puts these things together. And we've done the Steve Mongo McMichael fundraiser a few months back. And then, of course, we do Chicago Fest West in Arizona in March. But we're doing one in Champaign for him, folks. It's, of course, to Back the Blue. Listen to the guests besides Oceans Rat Pack, which is a small little act compared to everybody that's going to be on there. Of course, the great Dan Hampton will be there of the former Chicago Bears, of course. Michael Winslow, he used to be he was an actor on the movie Police Academy, the guy that made all the sounds. He's going to be one of the guests there. So that's kind of cool. Bounty the Dog Hunter will be there as guest. But the major guest, the big guy, is Lee Greenwood. Lee Greenwood, big superstar in the 60s and 70s, who did a bunch of records with Nancy Sinatra. Of course, he sang, we're proud to be an American. Did you know that Lee Greenwood is also a former Josie Award winner, Lee Greenwood? So that's going to be cool. And the show is sold out Saturday, December 3rd with Oceans Rat Pack. Can't even get GPAP machine for 3 months. Such bullshit. Buddy, is that crazy? Why do people wait for what they did years ago? Now everyone could say what is right or not. And that's a good point, Emo. This shit was going on for years, all this stuff. And all of a sudden now it's no good and it is. If you guys are on Twitter, I know Ocean Spit is on Twitter. I follow Twitter. We know now that Elon Musk has bought Twitter, has fired the woke, fired the guy in charge, fired everything. Now McDonald's is hiring people that used to work for Twitter. Twitter is going to be completely changed. It ain't going to be controlled by what you want to hear and nothing else. So whether you're an Elon Musk fan or not, I think it's a good move. Well, they're also going to start charging $20, $30 a month or $20 for verification with Twitter. So I don't know if you guys are on Twitter. I don't get much of a following on Twitter because I'm not good with posting, or I'm not good at pushing the social media, which we are trying. Me and my wife, Laura, are trying to work with people to try to get our social media blasted. I mean, I do well with Facebook, obviously, but with Instagram and LinkedIn and Twitter and YouTube, we need to get more focused on that, which we're going to do. They said he fired 75% of the staff and they all drove away in Tesla vehicles. Yeah, good luck with that. They were very upset. So Twitter could be the first social media platform that maybe is going to be not so handcuffed, where everything you say is going to be banned, which I think every social media output, like I said, input, whatever these people, they should be able to say whatever you want. That's what social media is about, instead of saying, well, we don't believe in that, so boom, boom, boom. So it's going to be interesting, folks. NFL, I mentioned this on Friday. Tom Brady, of course, how many Super Bowl champions rings does he have with the New England Patriots? Then he went to, of course, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, folks. He won his Super Bowl after the first year he was back. He's been sacked more than any other football player in the NFL, ladies and gentlemen. More than any other football player. He was sacked 555 times in 23 years in the business. Wow. 23 years as a quarterback, sacked 55 times. Then some scandals coming out that when he was with his other girlfriend before he went with Giselle, she was pregnant when he left her. Tom Brady, Mr. Saint, left his pregnant girlfriend to go with Giselle. Now, that shows you what kind of guy he is. Just my opinion. Yes, I'm probably sour. Jerry James, what's up, my brother? Great to see you. I wonder if he will access the old email to those employees. That would be interesting. It would be very interesting. I'm not a fan of Tom Brady either, Kathy. Don't care for the guy. You know, he was a cheat twice in New England, caught cheating, and that's just me. But again, happy Halloween, everybody, man. We got a nice little show lined up for you guys tonight. Now, let's get to the elephant in the room. Over the weekend, ladies and gentlemen, Paul Pelosi, husband of Nancy Pelosi, the age of 82 years old. But you know what? Before we bring into that, I think it's time that we need to go to that's suspicious. And it's definitely suspicious, folks. Over the past weekend, NBC and TMZ and every TV channel, social media channel reported Nancy Pelosi's husband, Paul Pelosi, 82 years old, was attacked in their home with a hammer. With a hammer. If it wasn't for Nancy Pelosi's 911 call, Mr. Pelosi, her husband, would have died. He's in critical condition. I guess they're doing brain surgery on him. But FBI and police are saying that it's not a random act. How hard is it to get into somebody's house? What were they showing in the security camera? Was there a security camera? Did they not want you to see the the security camera? Who assaulted Paul Pelosi with a hammer? So there's a lot of different people out there, folks, saying different stories. Here is one story that was sent to me. Folks. And like I said, you want to hear a story, you don't want to hear the story, you want something that's going to happen. And, I don't know. This stuff you're not hearing. Are you ready? That's suspicious. Now, here is what's been said on one of the Twitter quotes. Paul Pelosi, who was notorious for going to gay bars alone in the gayest town in America, San Francisco, was always spotted by neighbors bringing in men half his age at various hours of the night. No, there's nothing wrong with that. That's his thing. Whether he's married, whatever he is, whatever his sexual preference, that doesn't make a difference. But David Wayne DePay was seen entering Pelosi's mansion various different times before yesterday's altercation. Why won't mainstream media cover this vital fact? They're making it seem like it was a random act. It wasn't. So this is a domestic violence case in a consensual sexual relationship. We've heard it before. Fight, angry. This gentleman must have been angry to try to kill somebody with a hammer. Bad enough punching somebody when he pisses you off, but to attack somebody with a hammer? Now, this stuff is not being sent. This stuff is not being said anywhere. Obviously, somebody got this information and sending it out. So you're hearing it here on Ocean's Pit. That's suspicious. I want to look at the camera. Show the camera. Who are they showing in? Nobody wants to talk about this stuff, but it's true. It's true. What happens to this stuff? They're all about themselves, Dennis. You're right. What does Biden, Obama, and all Democrats blame Republicans? They're blaming a Republican that came into the house. It's a random act. Well, here is a gay lover that probably beat him up with a hammer. And according to these are some reports. And he doesn't care what he is. That's his own preference. If he wants to cheat on his wife and he's whatever it is, that's his own preference. But when somebody gets beat up with a hammer or beat up or assaulted, it is what it is. How did it happen? Tell the truth. Just because he's a high-profile person like Paul Pelosi and Nancy Pelosi, because they're on the Democratic side, they're going to hide this from happening? Why? Because it's bad news, bad media? Now, if we did something bad, it'd be all over the paper, wouldn't it, folks? Be all over the paper. But what pisses me off is that they're concentrating so much on this particular crime. What about crime in the country as itself? I mean, just regular crimes, violent crimes that are happening in the country, people getting stabbed, parents getting stabbed, kids getting molested. How come media doesn't touch that? But media's all over. Who the hell hit Paul Pelosi with a hammer? Why? They're concentrating. They're probably bringing every FBI cop from all over. They don't have to. They know exactly who it is. That's the thing that pisses me off. That's suspicious, folks. Just another distraction. It's Wag the dog once again. Ricky, good one. Maybe his wife did it. Hey, buddy, there's another one too. Let's go back to the O.J. Simpson case. Who knows? Election time. Thank you, Jerry Jams. Thank you, everybody that said it. Wag the dog. See the movie. Dustin Hoffman and Robert De Niro put the movie out where they came out with a fake war. So everybody would pay attention to the war while everything was going on in the world. So very, very makes sense. She happened to be. Was there also a guy in the car accident because the passenger left the scene? How about that, David Joseph? Thank you for bringing that up. Oh, that's suspicious. And I don't know if we're going to get to the bottom of the real story about this. All we know is a random act, supposedly. Paul Pelosi, the age of 82 years old, was hit by a hammer. So we'll find out. I don't think we'll ever find out, folks. Just like 9/11 and just like the election fraud and just like Kennedy, we're not going to find out any of this shit. They might find out later if things change in the political world. Things might come out later, but for right now, it is what it is. They all think we are stupid idiots. And where's Nancy? Ah, there you go, Gigi. I love it. I learned a lot from that movie. Yeah, me too, KJ. Guy, you want to see what's going on in this world? Go see the movie Wag the Dog, Robert De Niro and Dustin Hoffman. It's an old movie. Check it out. Wag the dog. Ocean's Pit, time for another sponsor, ladies and gentlemen. Here, you're watching Ocean's Pit, the little show about big things. Don Esteban Cigars. Get your hand roll cigars. Hand roll here from Florida. Javier sends them right to your home. 727-366-7536. And let's not forget our good friends, of course, from Trico Hair Experts, recreating great hair days out of Rosemont, Illinois. 773-999-7888. Another sponsor for Ocean's Pit. All right, it's Halloween. I hope you guys are going out, being safe. We got a bunch of birthdays, man. A lot of great birthdays. Let's see here, folks. John Candy, one of the great comic actors. I love John Candy, would have celebrated a birthday. Chicago veteran, Chicago entertainer, Chicago funny man, Vito Zotto celebrated a birthday this past weekend. Larry Mullen Jr., known as the drummer of U2, celebrates a birthday today, folks. How about that? Oh, you got to love that, man. Got to love that. All right, Timmy D. Schmidt, of course, the bass player for the rock band, the Eagles, celebrates a birthday. Grace Slick from Jefferson Airplane and Jefferson Starship celebrates a birthday. How about the Fonz? Henry Winkler, the Fonz. They say he's the most nicest man in all of Hollywood. Henry Winkler celebrates a birthday. Skip Meyer, one of the original drummers in one of the big bands from Chicago, Zion, Illinois. Shoes passed when he passed away. He's not with us anymore, but it would be his birthday, Skip's birthday, for all you Shoes fans out there. Wow, Mickey D, the drummer from Motorhead, celebrates a birthday, folks. Alex Dana, of all the Italian restaurants, of course, Alex Dana celebrates a birthday today as well. Edge, WWE, for all you wrestlers out there, Edge celebrates a birthday today. Winona Ryder, actress, celebrates a birthday, 51. Nels Lofgren, original guitar player, also with Bruce Springsteen, celebrates a birthday today, folks. Joey Deanna turns 31 years old this past weekend, and his mom, Tony, and Denise are up in Florida trying to have a good time. Tony, if you're watching, I hope your leg's better, buddy. Have fun up there in Florida. How about, me and my wife, of course, you know we won the Josie Award. We were just at the Grand Ole Opry, right? And who's one of the queens of the Grand Ole Opry? Minnie Pearl celebrates her birthday. Remember her? She used to have the hat with the price tag hanging, and every time she'd always start, she goes, "Hi, I'm Minnie Pearl. Howdy." That was Minnie Pearl celebrates a birthday. Richard Dreyfuss, Jaws himself, celebrates a birthday, folks. Our good buddy Nelson, of course, Santiago Nelson, of course, from the band Lost Dudes, and he also does our intro, which is coming out with a brand new one. Nelson, happy. Graham Elvis of the Elvis Brothers, formerly of the Elvis Brothers, celebrates a birthday. And last but not least, Kevin Dubrow, better known, he was the singer, former lead singer of the band Quiet Riot, celebrates a birthday. Ocean's Pit, little show about big things. I hope you're getting ready for Halloween. A lot of good stuff. Another quick sponsor, folks, Armando's Supermarkets, folks, 927 Liberty Street in Elgin. My good buddy Danny Mazzi at Armando's Supermarket in Elgin. And let's not forget Crash Champions Collision Auto Repair, folks. That's crashchampions.com. Thank you, Gigi and Michael, for that, folks. Many locations or even out of state. Go to crashchampions.com. Absolutely good stuff. Hope you had a great weekend. I'm ready. My hat, it's a little screwed up. Anyway, so Vanilla Ice's birthday. Okay, I did not know that, but thank you, David. Vanilla Ice celebrates a birthday. Jerry Jams is an election next Tuesday. That's right. Vote early. Election date is coming up November 7th. Vote early, folks. Vote in person. You can vote now with a regular state ID. With your driver's license, you can vote. Vote in person and vote for the right. If you don't vote, it's almost like if a person doesn't vote, it's the same thing as voting for the other person that they don't want to win. So you need to get on your asses and vote, especially this election. It's very, very important. Finally, folks, of course, according to Entertainment Weekly, I remember reporting about 4 or 5 months ago that they found a boy's body in a briefcase, in a traveling luggage. I'm sorry, not a briefcase, in a suitcase, one on wheels. The boy, well, it's funny because the mother, Carol Devon Auburn, the mother or the father, is still on the run at the age of 37 years old. But this is a 5-year-old boy. Cairo Jordan was identified being in this suitcase when they found him. The mother and father are both at bay, still trying to find whoever and how this boy got in dead, of course, in this suitcase. Dolly Parton says no more touring. She's going to do some shows. But here's the great thing. She's 81 years old. Dolly Parton's going to record a new rock. She's going to record a rock record. Dolly Parton's going to put out a rock and roll record. How cool is that? Pat Boone did it. A lot of people did it. Paul Anka made a rock and roll record. I mean, Dolly Parton, the queen of country, good country. And she's going to come out with a rock album. I think that's going to be really cool because I love Dolly. Very, very cool. If you don't vote, you surrender your right to bitch. Oh, I love that, Richard. Can we get T-shirts? Ocean's Pit. If you don't vote, you surrender your right to bitch. Oh, love it, love it, love it. We got to market that. That's great. Willie Nelson, speaking of country, Willie Nelson's mansion, big giant mansion in Nashville selling, is up for sale for $2.5 million. Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. All right, folks. Now, you get into a gang, you get into a club, you get into a clique. Some of these clubs you get into, you can get out of voluntarily. No problem. You quit the club. You move on. No consequences. Well, there's a few of these clubs that we know, folks, that you just can't leave. Unfortunately, right according to CBS, a man was murdered for trying to leave the Latin Kids. Trying to leave. So watch what you get yourself into, folks. Dolly is 76. Oh, I'm sorry. Someone said she was 81, but thank you. 76 is just as, 76, Mary. She's going to make a rock and roll record. Right? You'll take 10 of those shirts, Gigi? Absolutely. If you don't vote, you surrender your right to bitch. Oh, I'm going to post that. That's good. Oh, all right. So we got the actual election day. Thank you, Robert. It's Tuesday, November 8th. Go out and vote. I will. I hope you guys do too. Okay, folks. Another mother is charged with a DUI after leaving the baby at home so she can go home and drink. She can go out and drink. leaving their big kids at home, not for emergencies. There is no emergency to leave the home when you have a child at home. Speaking of Facebook, speaking of social media, Mark Zuckerberg, folks, in the last 13 months, his stock has dropped. His worth rate has dropped $100 billion. Dropped $100 billion in the last 13 months. You know what that is? That's suspicious. In the last 13 months? What happened 13 months ago? That's suspicious. Google it yourself. Find out more information on that. Here's a sad thing. Another thing that's suspicious, folks. I'm going to tell you what's suspicious and very unfair. Very unfair. ML Baseball, Major League Baseball, Houston, Texas, Philadelphia Phillies, right? They're playing in the World Series. The first time that no U.S. black player has been in the World Series. This is the first time there's a black player in the World Series, and it hasn't happened since 1950. That's suspicious, folks. Why? Ask yourself that. It's not fair. Dusty Baker, he's the manager, the coach, right, for the Houston Astros. So Dusty's there. Kudos to Dusty. God bless you, brother. All right, so, right when you say you can't make this shit up, you can't make this shit up, folks. President Joe Biden, of course, was out there saying a speech. And again, he was mocked, ladies and gentlemen, by telling everybody that there's 54 states in the United States. He said there was 54 states. I'm going to leave it at that. Make you do your own thing. This guy's lost, folks. 54 states, he said. President of the United States. Oh, the man that's running our country. Ocean's Pit, little show about big things, folks. Twix. If you guys are buying Halloween candy, the Twix candy, the Twix chocolate candy, the two little bars, Twix. Everybody loves the Twix. Their price went up 54%. 54% for a thing of Twix. Think about that when you're buying candy today, or when you probably it's too late because you already bought. Put him in Facebook jail. He's a fool. What about the legit bat or the illegal bat the Astros got caught using? Once a cheater, always cheaters. Richard, they cheated with my Yankees. We know that. Now they're doing it again. Hello, I saw you Thursday, JC Pub. Great show. Well, thank you. Lily, I appreciate that very much, Ocean's Pit. We'll be back. We won't be back to JC Pub until January of next year, but thank you so much, and I'm glad you enjoyed the show. You're watching Ocean's Pit, the little show about big things, Monday to Friday at noon, folks. A little lunchtime fun. All right, what do we got here, folks? Horrible. New York Post says 153 dead in a Halloween stampede. There was a giant Halloween parade and festival in South Korea as 153 people were stampled to death, folks. People went crazy, running over each other. You hear about this happening at rock concerts. Horrible, horrible. The state of New York City, folks, will now be required to list a salary in job postings, which I think is fair. They should do that. If you're applying for a job, it should say exactly what the job pays, not somewhere in between. You ever see Aldi's, their signs, $7 to $30 an hour. New York now will be required to list salaries in all job postings. I think they should do that in every state. Everybody should know exactly what they're making, what they want to make if they want to apply for this job. That's just me. Okay, we talked about of course, the Bears losing 49-29 to the Dallas Cowboys. Okay, folks, how about this? You want to hear another thing that's that suspicious? I haven't done that suspicious in a long time. I'm doing 3 or 4 today. Are you ready? That's suspicious. Here it is, folks. There's 9 states that do not get taxed on their Social Security or on their 401k retirement plan. There's 9 states. There's no tax. No tax. Alaska, Florida, Nevada, New Hampshire, South Dakota, Tennessee, Texas, Washington, and Wyoming. 9 states that do not get taxed for Social Security, a 401k retirement plan. 9 states. What happened to all the rest? How cool is that? Halloween, is over today. And if you go to the stores, they're already getting for Black Friday. Right? They're getting ready for that. All the stores are going crazy for it, folks. Already, Walmart, Amazon, Samsung. Kohl's right now is already starting to sell for the Black Friday. It should be interesting this year to see what it's about. I don't know. Former President Barack Obama was speaking to people, folks, and of course over this past weekend, and the crowds turned into, he could not control the crowds, kept chanting JJB and FJB during his speech. They wouldn't let the man talk. So I think people are starting to realize the game is over. When Obama used to talk, whether you liked him or not, he spoke to people. People listened to him. He spoke well. Now they're not giving a chance for this guy to talk. They were all JJB and FJB. You don't have to tell me what that stands for. You know that. But very interesting. It's a crazy world. A lot of stuff changing. 60 dead in a bridge that collapsed in India. Man, these bridges, man. Sometimes you are driving on these bridges, you think they're completely safe. You don't know. How about when you're walking and you walk over the sewer thing in the city? Boom, slip, boom, boom, you're done. Scary, but you don't think about it. But when you hear stories like this, 1 dead, 8 shooting in Florida, NBC. Now they're shooting in Florida now too. They're shooting everywhere, folks. I just wish Florida is the one. That's why OJ is there, exempt from paying Goldberg's and their settlement on the Social Security and football money. Ooh, KJ, I did not realize that. Good point. Thank you for that. He added the state of confusion to the state of disaster. Oh, Cheryl, I like that. That should be a shirt too. Yes, Iran, China, Russia, Ukraine, and 4 more states. Wow. Well, it's funny. Why can't Illinois do that? No, not at all. Not at all. We're always going to be charged tax. Twitter now with Mr. Musk in charge, firing everybody, going to change Twitter. I don't know if you're going to stay on Twitter. I don't know if you guys are on Twitter, but they're going to talk about a $20 a month verification to stay on Twitter. I don't know. I probably will not hang on to Twitter on that, but that's just me. Ocean Spit, little show about big things. Couple things now that folks, that we are coming to. It is Halloween, and here are some of the towns. If your kids are trick or treating, and some people might know the times, some people might not know the times. Here it is. Some of the towns here. Addison is 3 to 7. Bensonville is 3 to 8. Bloomingdale 3 to 7. Bolingbrook 4 to 7. Burr Ridge 3 to 8. Carroll Stream 3 to 7. Clarendon Hills 3 to 7. Elmhurst 3:30 to 7. Glen Ellen 3 to 7. Glendale Heights 3. Lisle 3 to 8. Lombard 3 to 7. Oakbrook 3:30 to 7. Oakbrook Terrace 2 to 6 p.m. Villa Park 3 to 8. Warrenville 3 to 7. Westmont 2 to 7. Willowbrook 3 to 7. Winfield 3 to 7. Wooddale 2 to 5. And Woodridge 3 to 7 are the times the kids can go trick-or-treating. These are in the western suburbs. Here in Elk Grove, it's from 1 to 8, according to what my wife told me. So I don't know if we'll get to. We got the sign that we put on the door saying trick-or-treaters are welcome. Elmwood Park is from 3 to 8. Okay. Tammy, happy Halloween to you too, my dear. Pensions, no tax in Florida. I know. Anthony Napolitano, another great drummer for our gang and a lot of great bands in the Chicagoland area. And Anthony, congratulations to your daughter who got married. So these are states that do not get taxed on their Social Security or their 401k. It's nuts. All right, folks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of the worst candies you can get for Halloween this year. 8. Now, this might not be the Park Ridge wasn't on the list here, Joanne, so I'm not quite sure This was western suburbs. Park Ridge was not on that list, Joanne. So I'm not quite sure what the Halloween hours are there. All right, so worst candies. Now we're gonna get a lot of shitty candies, but here you go, folks. These are the worst Halloween candies that your kids can get or your adults can get tonight when you go home and they bring home the bag and they empty the bag, check all the shit out. And the worst candies, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Start off with number 1, candy corn. Candy corn is supposed to be the worst candy. I don't know. I think my kids eat it here. I'm not quite sure. Good and Plenty, the purple box, the white and black. Oh, horrible. That's number 2. Number 3, black licorice is the worst candy that you can get. Black licorice, along with Good and Plenty, the purple box, and candy corn. How about 4th, Mary Jane's, not the joints. Mary Jane's candies are the worst you can get kids. Number 8, Smarties. They're a little box. They're real small. You put them in your mouth. They're like you're eating rocks, whatever, Smarties. 6 worst candy you can get, Circus peanuts. Who gives you peanuts, folks, in a bag? It's candy, not a circus. Wow, I didn't realize this. Tootsie Rolls are bad. I didn't realize that. I love Tootsie Rolls. Tootsie Rolls. Worst candy you can get for Halloween, folks. And ladies and gentlemen, the worst candy that you can get, or the worst anything that you can get inside your kid's Halloween bag this year is pennies. When you see the cheap people throw a bunch of pennies inside the kids' bags. Pennies? Oh, Christine, I hate candy corn and Good and Plenty. Circus peanuts have to be number 1, right, Richard? Mary, happy Halloween to you too. Nerds are in the box, not smarters. All right, thank you, Dave. Thank you for that, David. Tommy, Joliet, 3:30 to 6. Okay, if you're out that way. But pennies, folks. Come on, these kids come. Either if you're going to be that with pennies or give them pencils and shit like that, just put the sign say, no trick-or-treaters allowed. Don't insult the kids by giving them pennies. These kids look for something nice to hear. They dress up. They go out. They try to have a little fun. Throw a dollar bill in there, not pennies. What else, folks? What else? All right. Anyway, we're coming to the end of the show, folks. Me and my lovely wife, Laura, want to wish you all a happy Halloween and safe Halloween to your family and kids. And just be safe out there, folks. Now, don't forget, now this Wednesday, me and Jerry James will be at Jimmy's Place in Forest Park. Thursday, we'll be at Zaza's in Lake Barrington with my buddy Jeff Dubray. Friday, Chicago Prime Steakhouse with Jerry James, 8 o'clock. And Saturday, Mojo's Jukebox, my new rock band, will be opening for John Waite at the Arcada Theater in St. Charles. It's going to be cool. Going to be cool, man. Oshows.com, the opening for one of my legendary favorite rock and roll singers of all time, John Waite, this Saturday, November 5th. And then the party upstairs will do the main event. So it's going to be a lot of fun with Mojo's double bang on Saturday. It's going to be a lot of fun. So I want to thank you all for watching, everybody, and thank you for being patient and supporting my shows, my live shows, and supporting Ocean's Pit. And guys, just remember that. It's very important to be kind, to be nice, everybody. Last but not least, let's thank our last sponsor, Patriot Funding Incorporated. Money commercial lending at its finest. My good buddy Dave Antonelli, who's on his way to Las Vegas this morning for something with his job, of course. So 630-675-4730, Patriot Funding Incorporated. And David, I hope you have a good time out there. Guys, please go out and thank you for supporting live entertainment and local establishments. Don't forget the great words of my buddy Danny Mazzi from Armando Supermarkets in Elgin. Buy local, shop local. And remember the great words of Ringo Starr, peace and love, peace and love. Thank you so much, man. You guys make my day. You really do. And I hope I can give a little joy, a little laughter, a little fun. Even though I might poke fun at myself, that's part of the show too. But thank you guys so much. I do appreciate it. We'll be back again tomorrow, same time, same station. God bless you. Here's our new ending by Nick the Piano Man Sahajas. Happy Halloween, everybody. Have a good one.
Time to go, it's the end of the show. See you later from Tony O.
Thank you.